Hello and welcome to the third episode on What If Civilization Started Over. If you're new here, well hi. And if you do not know what Wixo is basically where civilization starts over on this new alternate history, civilizations rise and fall, and until the entire world is eventually ruled by nations. With that, we can begin. At the end of last video, we saw Dictator Yusuf try to invade northern Cyprus, which was a complete and utter disaster with most of his army being completely killed, and so was he. Finally, after 3 years, a diplomat from northern Cyprus will eventually tell Vangalu what happened, and he will be promptly executed. Eventually, the news will get leaked to the public, and now they are deeply worried because they do not have a leader. Taking advantage of the power vacuum, the governor of the province of Hitilia will leave Vangalu and decide to form his own nation. But then Hitilia will actually start to invade Vangalu, as they're going to cut the Mediterranean region off, as they are going to encircle the great port of Antioch, as down here they're going to be able to take the rest of this with relative ease. Over here we're going to continue to see resounding success by Hitilia, meeting up with this Assyrian state, as they're going to encircle these areas with barely any population. As Hitilia will continue to see great success meeting up to this river, we will see the greatest generals still alive hold their front, trying to not fall back past the river. As over here, General Bakheb will decide to go on the offensive, trying to get a better position, as we're going to see him have great success, as the Hitilian armies will eventually see a massive flaw with Bakheb's spearhead push, as they're going to flank him and start to encircle him and his entire army of 800 men. As over here, a general that has been quickly rising to fame is going to continue to massacre these areas, getting past the river, as he's going to do a big encirclement push, leading into Bakheb being doubly encircled, as now we will finally see Bakheb surrender and his entire army, as now the gates are open, as the Lake of Angalu seems to be in sight. While in the capital, they will elect Bakheb's son, Bakheb II, to be their dictator, as he will set up a defensive position along this river to hope to stop the Hitilian army. While over here, these cities will finally surrender, as Antioch will now be limited just to their capital gates. While over here, the famous General Yemek, with the largest force in human history of 6,500 men, as Yemek will be on the river, staring Bakheb in the eye, as we will see Yemek charge his force, massacring the 2,000 men force Bakheb II had, with Bakheb fleeing back to the capital gates. As now the Hitilian forces will reach the Lake of Angalu, as Bakheb II, by his people, will start being called Bakhet II, meaning gate, as he has fled to the gates of the city, and he is deeply unpopular. While over here, the second greatest general of Hitilia will go to the Syrian vassal state and tell them, "You are now free," as the former vassal will start to send some of their own troops up to the main fight for Vangalu. While over here, Yemek will surround the capital gates, as Bakheb will kill himself, and they will take the city, as now Vangalu is just in their northern mountainous regions. While going to the northernmost territories of Vangalu, Yemek will cut them off from their coast, and after a few more years of fighting, these lakes, rivers will be captured. We will eventually see Vangalu agree to peace, and let's look at the treaty. While in the treaty, Hitilia will greatly expand, and even going to the Lake of Angalu, we will see multiple principalities and duchy states control the areas, as the original state of Angalu will be split up in the north into two new states. We will see the Kingdom of Ban and the Duchy of Galu. While going into the Assyrian portions, we will see many new duchies be formed, with the vassal states being granted independence, as we will even see a duchy state of Hitilia will be formed. While going over here to Tehran, we will start to see them go through a stabilization phase, with them still sending some explorers out to explore Persia to gain more power, but not as many as they used to. We will actually continue to see them mainly focus on Central Asia, as they have not explored this land in a few thousand years. And so let's look at the land that was explored. While over here, we will see the Cognate of Turan continue to explore these areas, as because they are in a stabilization phase, they will only take these two portions of the land they explored, still greatly increasing the size of their nation, as they are the global hegemon. While over in Turan, we will see the army continuously building up, as they will become the second largest army with 5,500 men. While going over here to Urmia, we will see the original nation on Earth, which will be known as Eastern Urmia, invade Northern Urmia, and then they will invade Western Urmia, as Southern Urmia will just surrender before the forces come, as Urmia will reunite all of Lake Urmia, and let's look at a treaty. Once again, restore its glory, taking all of Lake Urmia, and finally starting the Urmian Golden Age, as all of the nations except South Urmia will be fully annexed, as South Urmia will just become a vassal state. While now across the world, we are going to continuously see overuse of farmland, as nutrients will not be able to be replenished, and so we're going to see many explorers here of a land westwards, which has fertile land and a lot more timber. And so we're going to start to see mainly the nation of Lydia start to send explorers out this way, as they want to quickly run into the first forests ever seen by the civilized world. While going over to Cyprus, we are going to see them fund voyages across the Mediterranean Sea. Eventually, they're going to run into the mountainous island of Crete, but they will return back, and the Emperor of Cyprus will tell them to continue. As we see on the second voyage, they will discover a lot of lands in Greece, as they are going to return once more to spread the news. And we are going to see him fund the most massive voyage yet. As in the voyage to find the supposed land, all of Peloponnesia will be discovered, more lands in Greece, including Macedonia, as eventually they are going to link up with explorers found from Lydia, as all of Anatolia will be discovered, as they're going to finally get a connection between Greece and Anatolia. While Lydian explorers seeing all of these forested areas, they're going to continue to explore, as they will name this new area Bulgaris. As eventually the name will also spread to Greece and Peloponnesia, as people are going to start to call this new continent Bulgaris. As by the time this is all over, hundreds of explorers have died from tribal conflicts running into each other, and the biggest one, starvation. While over here we're going to see tons of nations expand, and new nations be settled by explorers all across the Aegean. And these will be the nations settled by the Great Settlementation, as Cyprus will get all of Peloponnesia and Crete, while over here in Rhodes they will get Mycenaeans in the southern Aegean islands, while the Red Aegean nation will get all of these islands but a big outpost on the mainland. While these Greco-Albanian nations will become very rich from selling timber to Anatolia, and Anatolia will then start to sell it to Italia, Urmia, and eventually making its way to Tron for a great sum of money, causing what will be known as the Timber Road to start to form across the civilized world. While over here in the main region of Bulgaris, no nation will be able to settle here, as these tribes are very, very hostile towards people. And for our second to last event of today's episode, we are going to see Israeli explorers start to go into Egypt, as they will discover the northern Nile River Delta, as they will continue down the river, as they will find the most fertile land yet, as over here they will not be able to go down, as there's a steep drop, so the ships will have to return back up and eventually to Israel, where they will tell the nation about this great fertile land. As over here in Egypt, due to the great fertile land, we are going to quickly see villages spring up across the delta, which will eventually turn into towns, then cities, as even going down to Middle Egypt, we will see these civilizations form, as Israel will even start to get on the action, as this will become the most agricultural productive region in the world, causing Israel to have a great economic boom, as they will even start to sell some of the grain to Italia, as this is one of the only regions on Earth besides in Bulgaris where the farmland has not been incredibly used up. And for our second to last event, I guess officially, we're going to see this nation over here expand, even encompassing some of these areas in mainland Albania. And for our second to last event, we will see the great Turanian army invade Ur, and now Babylon thinks they are safe, but they are not. as over here this nation will surrender, and we will get to see a new age of Tehran, as Tehran will become an expansionist nation. And in the treaty, all the nations invaded will be fully annexed into Tehran, as Tehran will make a second capital, which is administratively to control the region of Sumer. And thank you guys for watching episode 3 on What If Civilization Started Over. Get ready for episode 4, it's going to be a banger, and bye-bye. Hey guys, Editor Unknown Geography here, and it is currently 4:27 a.m., and I have a dentist's appointment in like 4 hours, but the reason this episode took so long is it took 4 attempts. The first one was pure black, the second one had horrible audio quality, so did the third, and this one is finally decent enough to be able to be edited into a full-length video, so thank you guys for watching, and hopefully the next one will not take as long.